Hello, everyone. And by everyone, I mean not only the patrons of this site, but also anybody in the public who's watching this, because this is going to be a public video. First of all, I want to thank you for your continued support and for your assistance in various moments. As many of you are aware, I'm going through a very difficult patch. I'm still post-COVID, although I think 90% of the symptoms and fatigue and stuff are gone unless I really push it too hard. And I'm just old, so that's another thing entirely. Second, there are a lot of financial stresses right now I was not expecting. And I'm trying to sort of like push through and find ways, creative ways to make money, as well as encouraging people to become patrons of this site. So if you're not yet a patron, by all means, come check out the site. And Tony Brown on Patreon, and consider signing up. It can be yours for as little as $1 a month. Obviously, there's rewards at higher tiers. One of those rewards is coming up. I am about to introduce, and this video is basically to tell you about the workshop that I am planning to deliver, public workshop via Zoom on January 22nd. I'm starting with this simply because trying to scrounge up a live space to do it in right now is not within my means. I have an idea for at least one other workshop that will be live, but I got to find a place to do it and make that work. So that'll be a little later. It's going to be a good one, though, I hope. This one on January 22nd, with the time to be scheduled and the links to be made available later, is going to be on the poetry of place, and it's a webinar version of one I did not terribly long ago live that I thought was quite successful and got some great reviews from the people who attended. When I talk about the poetry of place, we are talking about how to create a sense of true local being and connection in your work. Now, I'm calling it the poetry of place because I'm a poet. But I've had at least one inquiry about whether you think it might be valuable for other kinds of writers, fiction writers or creative nonfiction or something. And I said, I think it is. So I would encourage you, if you're at all interested in how to make your work more directly, deeply, and vibrantly connected to space in the world, to places, to neighborhoods, to cities, to deserts, to whatever, then I would recommend that you think about this. The cost for non-patrons is going to be $35. It's one session. I'm looking at maybe 2 hours, maybe a little more. I'm still tweaking it. And it'll be done via Zoom. I will have materials that will be made available for anybody who wants them after the session, and we'll figure out how to get those to you. I think it's going to be a good time. If the live version is any indication, I think it's going to be a good time. A basic agenda. We will cover some definitions about what we mean by the poetry of place. I'll give people a chance to talk about it. A little bit of a heady philosophical conversation, but I think that's okay. And I will give you a couple of quotes from well-known poets and writers who have written about this, some of whose work I drew from to make it happen. We'll then do a couple of exercises around this, giving you a chance to do some preparatory and then some generative work around actually starting to create work. Not expecting people to walk out of here with fully formed poems, but I am hoping that people will walk out with at least the seeds of better work or work that they want to do in this area. And we'll close with some rules for critique that I have found very valuable, along with some caveats about those rules. I'm looking forward to this. I've not done one of these kinds of things as a webinar before. I'm an experienced webinar deliverer. It's kind of what I do in my day job. So I'm sort of like expanding into this field of running a workshop via webinar. If you are interested, contact me via Facebook, via Twitter, via the Patreon site, and let me know so I can start figuring out how many people are going to be here. Again, it's going to be on January 22nd. That's a Sunday. Be in the afternoon. A couple of hours, maybe 2.5 tops. I got to look at the timing again and see if there's anything I want to tweak. There'll be some materials that'll be available to you afterwards. If you are a patron at the $10 level or up, it's free. All you got to do is let me know through the site. And if you are a patron, if you are interested in becoming a patron, The site listing will be there. I'll throw it into the description for this. And if you just want to have the workshop, again, it's $35 for the 2 hours or 2.5 hours. I think it's reasonable. You get to spend time with me and some other like-minded people. So more of those details will be coming out in the next week or two. And I really do believe that there's some valuable thinking to be done by all of us and how we relate to the specific physical circumstances of the places we find ourselves, regardless of whether you're a writer, just someone who's interested in the topic, if you are a poet, if you're a fiction writer. I really think that you will find this a valuable and fun activity. Okay, thank you all. I'm going to go back to work. I've got a couple of ebooks I'm working on, and I want to thank everybody once again for their support and their attention. I'm trying to get myself back in the swing after the long COVID spell. So onward, here we go. I have my glasses on so I can't see.